Good morning, everyone. I hope I get this up on the site today, and I hope my site is still there at the end of the day. Okay. I was going to talk to you about what's in our emergency medical kit. And I think it's a good idea to have kits that are separate, say one for like injuries with band-aids, splints, gauze, medical tape, that kind of thing, as opposed to things for illnesses, actual illnesses, like, you know, any kind of respiratory illness, and possibly, and even I consider the supplements, the vitamin supplements, herbs and all those kind of things to be part of your medical kit. So I think it's a good idea to divide those into different categories. And I have a medical kit here, and for a specific purpose, and I will show you that really quick. Hang tight. I will show you what's in my kit, and I will tell you the supplements that I take every day. It's quite a list. I started to get the list together because I have an appointment with a new doctor in November. I'm hypothyroid, and I had a new prescription. I needed a new prescription. I have enough to get me through the middle of November, but I wanted an interim prescription from my doctor, and I haven't been there in a year. And I said, I don't need to come in. If you want me to go to the lab here and take a lab test and have them fax the results so you know you're giving the right dose, I would be happy to do that. They refused. They said, you have to come in. They insist that I come in because I haven't been there in a year. And I said, I don't want to come in. It's a little difficult right now for me to come in. They're an hour and a half away. This has to do with my medical insurance leaving me. Well, actually, my doctor died. That was an hour away. And I wanted a female doctor, and the only other one was an hour and a half away. So that's why it's so far. But this has to do with my medical insurance, which has been, up until now, TRICARE Prime. It's about to change to Medicare Plus TRICARE for Life, which is what TRICARE Prime turns over to. It's a supplement I do not pay for that covers what Medicare does not. But anyway, and they would not do that. And I said, you won't do that? And they said, no, you'll have to come in. I said, then I will find another doctor and I will make sure I have enough pills. Thank you, forget it. So she wouldn't even give me even a 30-day supply. And I said, well, basically to heck with you. So, anyway, I have a new appointment. It's going to be interesting. Every time I go to a new doctor, not for any illness, just because for my condition, to maintain, to keep it on status quo and make sure my meds are on the right track, blah, blah, blah. You always have to start over, and they have to learn who you are and what you will do and what you won't do. That's not going to be fun. They may not want to serve me. But in this kit, I have some specific things for specific reasons. And the first thing you might find very odd is a Listerine type mouthwash. Specifically the Listerine type. The reason being, it has thymol. Thymol is basically oil of thyme. It's the ingredient in thyme that is antiviral, antibacterial. This, you rinse your mouth. You've got to rinse your mouth out a couple times a day. Swish a long time. You know how much I hate Listerine. I really do, because it burns. But this has the thymol in it, which is the secret ingredient to killing the germs in your mouth and your throat, and that is why this specific thing is in there. Otherwise, I don't use this stuff. This is in my emergency kit. But if I felt like I was coming down with a particular thing, this is what I would begin using. At least a couple times a day, if not more. Also, I have what is, if somebody's actually gets to be ill and needs electrolytes, I have this pediatric electrolyte oral solution. I also have Gatorade, powdered Gatorade, that I got gosh, it must have been a year ago, a long time ago. I got a big canister of powdered Gatorade, and I have a couple of these. This electrolyte solution. Pediatric is fine. Got that. I have the vitamin supplements, the classic vitamin supplements. I have, of course, vitamin C, 1,000 milligram tablets. Minimum 1,000 milligrams. I don't think they come in higher milligrams. I'm not sure. I can't find any. But, you know, if you actually contract something, take 2 of these a day. Now, I'm not giving medical advice. This is what I would do. This is just my kit, okay? This is just my kit. And I have gleaned what to put in it from all kinds of information I've researched over the last year or two. And so this is why these things are in my kit from research I have done. There's that. I also have vitamin D3. These are 10,000 milligram gel caps. Yeah. I know some people say D is toxic. D is not toxic if you do not take calcium with this. You can't take calcium at the same time as D because you could get kidney stones because D actually collects calcium in the body. If you take calcium, you're going to be worse off. You don't really want to do calcium. You definitely need to take vitamin K2. Now I do have this separate D, but I also have this K2 and D3 combination that I have in here. This is basically 5,000 units of D3, which is 125 micrograms. I think I've got that right. I think it's a 5,000 unit. I think it's 5 on this. But this is a high dosage of D3 plus K2. I take K2 because of my osteopenia in place of calcium. I take D3 and I take K2 because of my bone density issue, which is it's brought on by many years of taking Synthroid for hypothyroidism. But so I do have a very high dose vitamin D3 and I have a K2 D3 combination. Okay. I have zinc. Now this is zinc for acne. I got this because it was a pretty high dose of zinc, but it also has vitamin A, some vitamin C, vitamin E, and B6, and rose hips in here with the zinc. But this is a good zinc supplement. Always have the zinc on hand. I have an Echinacea Golden Seal combination. Always good for respiratory stuff. Immune boosters. I have Andrographis Super Immune Booster. This is a plant that is sort of, I think it's an Asia from China or from Asia somewhere. This is something I had not been familiar with, but it was recommended by an herbalist for a super immune boosting supplement, and so I have Andrographis in here. I have a bioactive silver hydrosol. So this is colloidal silver in an aerosol spray, nasal spray. If I think, I'm going out somewhere I'm afraid it's going to be very germy, I'll spray this on my nose. Seriously, it's almost, I feel like it's like a force field or something. I don't use this on a daily basis. This is colloidal silver in a nasal spray. I also have quinine to substitute for that wonderful thing that everybody says, oh, that's just horrible, it doesn't work. Well, I have quinine. I also have a melatonin supplement. Melatonin, this one is the Equate brand. This is melatonin, chamomile, and passion flower, and valerian root. This particular one is cheaper than the Vicks ZzzQuil. There's a difference in ingredients. This has passion flower in place of lemon balm that is in the Vicks version. So it's just a little bit different. It's got the same amount of melatonin. They're both in gummies. This is about $4 cheaper for the same amount, but there is an ingredient difference. This was also recommended to put in this type of kit. Melatonin is actually an antioxidant. Antioxidants are very highly recommended for that type of ailment. And of course, the ever-present aspirin. For a while, it was hard to find that aspirin. I don't know, it was very strange. How to find something as simple as aspirin. There is one item that is not in my kit, but honey, trust me, it will be. It is just say an anti-parasitic that also has antiviral properties. We won't say any more about that, but it will be in this kit in a few days. Now, of course, with all that, you need to take care of your general health. And I will just run down really quick everything I take on a daily basis. And this is a lot, and this costs money. Yes, it costs money, but you know what? Where else are you going to put your money? This is health insurance. This is your health insurance. I take a very ultra multivitamin. Right now, I'm taking the Alive Ultra Potency Women's 50 Plus. It's got so much stuff in it. I don't know in any good what kind of amounts. It has some of the interesting stuff, but it's got a lot of probiotics and prebiotics and all kinds of stuff in it. But if I run out of that, I will just take the super potency comprehensive multivitamin for ages 50 and over. I take the vitamin C every day, the vitamin K2, the vitamin K1 right now. That's more for your heart. The K2 is more for your bones. D3 I take every day, quite a few units of it actually. I think my supplement is like 2,000 milligrams, and I think my vitamin has a couple thousand milligrams. I think all in all I take about 5,000 a day. I take kelp. I also take, right now I'm taking a supplement that is a sea moss with bladderwrack, which is also, you know, iodine type supplement because of my thyroid. I take quercetin, which is, it should be, I should have gotten that one for my, that is one thing should have been in here. It's actually, I take it so it's actually on my shelf. I don't have 2 bottles, so I keep that on my shelf because I'm taking that every day. Quercetin, Quercetin. I take a Mega B complex, Mega B vitamin complex. It's a very comprehensive one that I get from, I forgot what who makes that? I can't remember, but it's called, I think it's called Nutricost, is the name of it. Super comprehensive, high megadose one. I take, right now I do CoQ10 chewables. I have it for my husband and I'm taking it too. I take apple cider vinegar chewables. I take astragalus root in the pill form. It's also in my elderberry syrup I take every day. I take ashwagandha, 1,600 milligrams, high dose of that. I take collagen in my powdered collagen, types 1 and 3 in my coffee every day. I've been doing that for years. 6,600 milligrams of that. My elderberry syrup we just made. Picture up here, if I can remember to put it up there, of the jar. I take a tablespoon of that every day as a preventative, and if I felt something coming on, I would be taking 3 or 4 tablespoons of that every day. It is made with fresh ginger and astragalus root, which is another immune booster, and whole cloves and raw local honey. I also take turmeric, a high potency turmeric, about 1,500 milligrams, and I take green tea extract. So I take all of those every single day. Some of these may vary. If I run out of one, I may not take it for a couple days. Or like kelp and the sea moss with bladderwrack, those 2 things are basically both iodine supplements. And if I run out of one, I may not replace it for a while. The only thing I didn't have in here that I consider part of this kit is the quercetin. Anyway, but along with that, you know, I want people to take hold of their own health. If the government tells you over here, these are the things you are allowed to do, and we insist that you do, these are the things over here you are not allowed to do. We say you can't do them. And right here are the things that you have researched on your own. You have found sources that are not beholden to our treasonous government and other entities that are out for profit only. You have researched far and wide, and you know what has been working off the record, and you know what your family should be doing. You should be doing for your family, and you're too afraid to do these things. You're too afraid to say no to this and yes to this. You're too afraid to say, sorry, Big Daddy Government, I take care of my own family. If something happens to your family because of this and this, is the government to blame? Who's to blame? Is it them or is it you? Yes, they're complicit. Sure they are. They put pressure on you. They are guilty of coercion and duress. And right now, retaliation. They're firing people for doing what they feel is the right thing to do for their own health. They're firing people. People aren't refusing to do these things just for the hell of it. Oh, gee, let me just see how far I can push my employer today. That's not why they're doing it. They're doing it because they have researched it, and in their heart, they know that these things are not good for their health, that they don't want them. And it's their choice. Remember, one of my favorite quotes, I would rather make the gravest of mistakes than surrender my own judgment. What the government is asking you to do is surrender your own judgment, is to forget what you know, what you found, and do what they tell you, even though you think it's dangerous and harmful to your family. They're telling you that doesn't matter. We don't care what you think. We don't care what you know. We don't care what you found out. This is what you're going to do. I don't care if you feel it's not good for your child to take this. Children, oh my God. Parents, protect your children. What are you doing? Why are you giving your children over to a treasonous government? What are you doing? What are you doing? Because the war criminal person is complicit and had a very heavy hand in both the V and the B. And you're going to give your autonomy and your decision making and your free will over to these people? How about your own children? People, there may come a day soon where I think things are going to get much worse before they get any better, if they ever get any better. It's going to get worse. And you may find yourself literally locked onto your own land. Literally locked there. Do you have all your medical supplies? Do you have the things to promote your own health with? Do you have them all? Do you have your vitamins, your supplements? Do you have your food? Are you working on the garden plot? Seriously, have you done these things? If you haven't, if you have gone through this last couple of years and you still haven't, what the ever-loving heck is wrong with you? Now, none of this is meant to be medical advice here. This is my kit. This is my kit. I also have a kit that has splints and gauze and bandages and betadine. I also have that kind of kit. I also have my supplements for the condition that I have and the condition my husband has. And my kit is just missing one thing, and it will be there. So, that's my video today, with a few pieces of information popped up here and there, in case you haven't found that particular document that I recommended yet. We are definitely going into a dark winter. Oh, the criminal in the White House told you were. He promised you that. And he was going to make it happen. He promised you that. He didn't just predict it, he promised you that. That was his campaign promise almost. And you fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, a lot of you. And we've got 3.5 years of this horror. There won't be if this continues at this rate, we will not have a United States in 3.5 years. If this whole administration stays there. Yes, I know that this one man doesn't have the brain cells to be the mastermind behind anything. He's being puppeteered by the people who think you are their livestock. Don't be livestock. Don't be somebody else's cattle. God gave you a free will, and he gave you a brain. And he gave you autonomy over your own body, and he tasked you with taking care of your children and your family. Are you gonna or are you not? That's all I gotta say. And if you don't, that's on you. See you later.